If you remember last Sunday, I called the multiplication of community pantries in the Philippines a miracle. Ang Tagalog ng miracle ay HIMALA. I imagine some people reacting and probably quoting Nora Aunor's line in the well-known movie HIMALA by Ishmael Bernal. You remember that scene where Nora Aunor or her character says, "Walang himala. Ang himala ay nasa puso ng tao. Nasa puso nating lahat. Tayo ang gumagawa ng himala." Well, if someone tells me that, I would say, maybe you have a wrong notion of miracle. Our problem is we have tended to equate miracle with a supernatural occurrence that defies the laws of nature. We don't realize that the most obvious miracles in our lives can be perfectly natural. So what's wrong with God? Working through things that are wonderful but natural. Jesus is saying something like this in our gospel today. "I told you, but you do not believe." Maybe they're looking for something else. "The works that I do in my Father's name testify to me." And this is the reason why John, the evangelist, is consciously avoiding the word miracle, even if he implies it when he is using the word signs. He portrays Jesus lamenting and feeling rather exasperated about people who are asking for signs, when the signs that he's giving are already self-evident. They would rather see Jesus walking on water or perform what entertainers do in the town fiesta fairs, katulad nung kumakain ng bubog o ng bote o lumulunok ng buhay na manok. In our first reading today, Saul himself became one of the strongest signs of the working of the resurrected Christ. His conversion from a rabid persecutor of Christianity to an avid propagator was incontestable. It defies logic. It seemed impossible, but it happened. People may doubt about what he claimed had happened on his way to Damascus. He did not even have to speak about the light that struck him down, or the voice that he heard, or how he lost his sight and later regained it. In fact, even the Christians themselves, the early Christians, doubted him. They were afraid to come near him. It was enough to see the radical change in his whole perspective in life. Yung tinatawag ng mga ebanghelista na metanoia, meaning a profound change of orientation and direction in one's whole being. A kind of transformation that people sometimes associate with losing one's sanity. Or, sabi nga natin in common lingo, nag-flip siya. And yet, the person remains perfectly sane and functional, except that he seems like a totally new person. You just need to read the conversion stories of the saints and martyrs of the church to have good examples of metanoia. I have told you many times before that the evidence of the resurrection was not the empty tomb, or it was not even the stories about the sightings of the resurrected Jesus. It was rather the disciples themselves. What happened to them? How their alleged encounters with Christ had transformed them from timid and patriotic fishermen from Galilee, how they were changed into cool, confident, bold, articulate, knowledgeable preachers, wise prophets, philosophers, and theologians. They should have disbanded after their leader, Jesus of Nazareth, was executed. But, lo and behold, they found themselves regrouping themselves and witnessing to the risen Christ, even at the cost of persecution and martyrdom. There is so much more about reality that we often fail to see and grasp. Lalo na kapag ang paningin natin sa daigdig ay nakukulayan ng ating limitadong kaalaman, ng ating mga kuro-kuro, mga haka-haka, our presuppositions, biases, and prejudices. The most eye-opening experiences of people to the many wonderful things about life are perfectly normal or natural. Merong kasabihan, and I think it was Stuart Chase who said this famous quotation, "For those who believe, no proof is necessary. For those who do not believe, no proof is possible." Let me therefore end by quoting from the refrain of that old song, "I believe." Everything it mentions is natural, normal. But it's talking about things that are almost miraculous. He says, "Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know why I believe."